Good afternoon. Today is November 9th, 1989, and I'm Amelia, reporting from GBW News Headquarters. The Berlin Wall is coming down. Today's segment will feature facts and opinions, exclusive interviews, and all the things you want and need to know about the Berlin Wall. Let's go to Adolpha for some interesting facts.
Thank you, Amelia. May 8th, 1945, World War II is over. Berlin is divided up into 4 sectors. The Americans, the British, and the French are in the west. The Soviets are in the east. June 23, 1948, Berlin divides into 2 zones. June 24, Berlin blockade begins. June 25, the Berlin airlift begins. May 12, 1948, Berlin blockade ends. September 30th, 1949, Berlin airlift ends. May 26, 1952, borders between the west and the east side are closed. December 11, 1957, leaving the east side Germany is forbidden. August 13, 1961, the Berlin Wall is built. June 12, 1987, Ronald Reagan urges the Soviet leaders to tear down the wall. November 9, 1989, the Berlin Wall is destroyed. October 3rd, 1990, the Germany is united. And
thank you for those facts, Adolpha. Let's see what Evelyn and Elizabeth have to say about the Berlin Wall and its effects on their lives.
The economy in West Germany is booming. I'm so glad the Berlin Wall was built. I disagree. I feel that the wall was completely wrong. I don't think they should have separated Germany and tear families apart like they did. I would know how it feels to be separated because my papa lives on the other side and I can't see him. I'm sorry about that. Your father's very lucky to be in West Berlin and is probably living a very productive life. You should be happy for him.
I once again disagree. He might be productive, but we have no contact, and if I tried to see him, I'd be shot. My siblings are being made to clean up the rubble from World War II so that East Germany can have a new city. Why would you support something so terrible?
I support the wall because I finally have enough money to support my children. I have a new job, and the factory there. They're my first priority. It may not be fair for the people in East Germany, but it's not my concern.
I don't think it's fair for the East to suffer from poverty and for the West to flourish like it is. Both should unite and be one country again.
In that case, I agree. That would solve everyone's problems. Next.
Thank you for sharing with us. It must have been really hard for you to be separated from your father, Elizabeth. Thanks again. Let's go back to Adolpha with some exclusive interviews.
Thank you. I am sitting here with Herman Schmitz. Throughout the 1960s, 70s, late 80s, this country was divided up into 2 sections, the East and the West. It was split up by a 96-mile-long wall known as the Berlin Wall. What was it like to live on the eastern side?
Well, our lives were controlled by the USSR. You couldn't speak against communism or else you'd be punished, you know? But everything was censored to fit the communist ideology. They wouldn't let us cross the borders anymore, so we couldn't see our friends or families. It was horrible. On the western side of the wall, you know? That's where they were. We lived in fear every day and wonder if there was going to be another war or tomorrow.
So you escaped from the eastern side, right?
Yes, it is.
How did you escape?
Well, me and others dug a tunnel in somebody's basement. It was hard work and dangerous. It took us several months to complete it, you know? We were all at risk of caving or being caught. We were grateful that it didn't happen. Little bit there.
The wall has been up for almost 3 decades. How did you react when it was destroyed?
Well, I was overjoyed and shocked when it happened. The East and the West can unite as one. One, you see, and live in peace. Families and friends can see each other after 28 years.
Wow, thank you. That was an interesting story, Mr. Schmitz.
My pleasure.
Back to you, Emma.
Thank you again, Adolpha. We're going to take a short break. Until then, I'm Amelia, and this is GBW News. Action.
Come here, Spot. Come get your kills and bits.
It's your favorite with original chicken and beef flavor. Good boy. Oh, God.
Hi, I'm Evelyn, and here I have a letter from a viewer of his memories from the times of the Berlin Wall. In 1981, as a member of the United States Air Force, I was able to walk through Checkpoint Charlie in my Air Force uniform with no interference from the East German guards. I recall taking this walk one fine morning in an effort to see the wall from the communist side. Sometime during the day, I removed my Air Force issue sweater because the sun was shining brightly, and I gave the sweater to a friend so he could take the sweater back home in his car. Well, unbeknownst to me, when I walked through Checkpoint Charlie that fine morning, the East Germans took photographs of me entering East Berlin. Upon my attendant return back through Checkpoint Charlie toward the west, I was greeted with the closing of gates, the raising of barriers, and immediate detainment by 4 East German guards. They came out brandishing weaponry, guns pointed at me. I was interrogated regarding many non-pertinent issues, such what's your name, what's your function with the U.S. Air Force, what are you doing in the East? I played dumb and pretended I knew none of the German language. I'll admit that I was scared, frightened, and very curious about what was occurring. My only thought at the time was that perhaps our side had captured a communist spy, and now I was going to be used as trading material. I was beginning to envision several days and nights in an East German cell till I heard the guards discussing something about a sweater. I caught the word pullover numerous times in their conversation. They were speaking freely around me due to my denial of the German language. Finally, I realized what the situation was all about. They were wondering where was my Air Force sweater. They were theorizing that I could aid a potential East German escapee by providing him with military clothing. I began to smile as my fears subsided. Nothing nearly as dramatizing and romantic as a spy trap was going to take place. There would be no international incident after all. I wasn't going to be telling stories to the Washington Post about my stay in an East German prison, where I would have undoubtedly been interrogated under bright lights, fed meager rations, and braved to the very end, not have revealed any information. Upon understanding their conversation about the sweater, my prior military training immediately returned to the forefront of my mind, and I stated in perfect German, I demand to speak with a Russian officer right now. If I wanted to provide citizens in the East with clothing, I'd probably mail it over. Suddenly I was quiet. The East Germans knew that they no longer had me, but that they were the ones who had been walked back through to freedom in the West. It was nearly a 50-yard walk, though, through no man's land, and my spine was tingling, waiting for that bullet in the back like they do in the movies. I never reported this incident to my superiors because they would not have been happy, and I would have been reprimanded in some fashion for allowing the situation to occur. Until now, I have kept the whole incident pretty much among my close friends. That's from Tom K.
We're back, and here's Evelyn with an interesting story. Thank you, Evelyn. Elizabeth and I have a few questions from the viewers.
Here's a good question. When was the Berlin Wall built?
The building of an actual wall began on August 13th, 1961. Why was the Berlin Wall built up?
More than 2.6 million East Germans escaped to the West Berlin from 1949 to 1961. Many people had to suffer under repressions of the communist system and wanted to live a better life in the West. The East government saw no other way to prevent from escaping to the West than closing the borders. How long did it take to build the wall?
The wall was built over a long period of time in different steps of building up the wall. On August 15th, 1961, the first wall was built. That's all we have time for now. See you next time. I'm Amelia, and this is GBW News.